Have you ever noticed how a single thought can change the entire direction of your day? One morning, you might wake up feeling tired, look in the mirror, and think, I look exhausted. Instantly, your mood dips. The same morning, if you look at yourself and say, I'm ready to handle whatever comes my way today, the day unfolds differently. That's the quiet power of a single thought. Positive thinking isn't about ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing the perspective that empowers you rather than weakens you. Life will always throw challenges your way, traffic jams, unexpected bills, misunderstandings. But your thoughts decide how deeply those things affect you. Let me tell you a short story. There was once a man named Rehan who lost his job unexpectedly. For weeks, he sat at home, replaying his failure and wondering what went wrong. Then one day, he asked himself a different question. What can I learn from this? That question changed everything. Instead of drowning in frustration, he used his free time to learn new skills. Within months, he found a better job that paid more, and more importantly, gave him purpose. That's the heart of positive thinking. It's not denial, it's direction. It's training your mind to search for opportunity instead of disaster, solutions instead of excuses, and hope instead of hopelessness. Now here's something important to remember. Your brain listens to what you say most often. The words you repeat become beliefs, and beliefs shape your reality. If you tell yourself, I'm unlucky or I can't do this, your brain begins looking for evidence to prove you right. But if you tell yourself, I'll find a way, your mind opens doors you didn't even know existed. Try this simple exercise. For one day, observe your thoughts. Don't judge them, just notice. When you catch yourself thinking something negative, pause and replace it with a statement that empowers you. For example, instead of I can't handle this, say, I'll figure it out. Instead of this always happens to me, say, I'm learning how to deal with this better. You'll be amazed at how your energy changes. Remember, every mountain begins with a single step, and every transformation begins with a single thought. The art of positive thinking starts not in grand gestures, but in those quiet, invisible choices you make moment by moment. So as you move through today, be mindful of what you allow to live in your mind. Because your thoughts don't just describe your world, they create it. Your takeaway for today: start noticing your thoughts. Catch one negative pattern and consciously turn it around. Do this consistently, and you'll see your life gradually align with the positivity you choose. Have you ever wondered why some people seem naturally optimistic, while others struggle to stay positive even when things go right? It's not luck or personality, it's training. Your mind is like a computer, and your thoughts are the programs you run every single day. The good news is, you can rewrite the code. The human brain loves repetition. What you tell it repeatedly becomes your reality. If you constantly think, I'm not good enough, your mind will work hard to prove that belief true. But if you start feeding it new thoughts like, I am improving every day, it begins to accept that as your truth. This is called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself through consistent thought and action. Let's take an example. Sarah, a young graphic designer, used to think she wasn't creative enough. Each time a client gave feedback, she took it personally. Then one day, she started writing one positive affirmation each morning. I bring value through creativity. At first, it felt silly, but over time, something changed. Her confidence grew. She started pitching bolder ideas. Within 6 months, she got promoted. Nothing magical happened. She simply reprogrammed her mind to believe in her abilities. Now, let's talk about how you can do the same. Step 1. Become aware of your inner dialogue. Notice how you speak to yourself. Would you talk to a friend the same way? If not, it's time to change the tone. Replace self-criticism with self-compassion. Remember, you're listening to your own voice all day long. Make it kind. Step 2. Use affirmations that feel real. Positive affirmations work only when they connect to your truth. Instead of saying, I am a millionaire, try, I am building healthy financial habits. The goal is not fantasy, it's direction. Step 3. Surround yourself with positive inputs. Your environment programs your thoughts. The music you listen to, the people you spend time with, the accounts you follow online, all of it shapes your mindset. Choose inspiration over noise. Step 4. Practice gratitude daily. Gratitude rewires the brain faster than almost anything else. Each night, list 3 things you're thankful for, big or small. It doesn't matter. You'll start noticing blessings you once overlooked. Over time, these small shifts add up. You'll start waking up with lighter energy. You'll find yourself reacting calmly to situations that once stressed you out. It's not that life suddenly becomes easy, it's that you become stronger inside. So, here's your takeaway for today. For the next 7 days, begin your morning with one empowering thought and end your day with 3 things you're grateful for. Watch how your emotional climate starts to change. Your mind is not your enemy, it's your most powerful tool. When you learn to program it intentionally, positivity becomes your natural state, not just a mood. You've probably heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. It might sound cliché, but it's one of the deepest truths about personal growth. The people around you act like mirrors. They reflect back your thoughts, your energy, and your beliefs. If you surround yourself with constant complainers, negativity becomes your background noise. If your circle celebrates effort, growth, and hope, you begin to see the world through that lens. Whether you realize it or not, your mindset is contagious, and so is everyone else's. Let me share a story. There was a young man named Hamza who wanted to start a small business. Every time he shared his idea with friends, they laughed and said, "That's too risky." After a while, he stopped trying. Months later, he met a mentor who told him, "You can learn anything if you start small." That single voice of belief replaced the noise of doubt. Within a year, Hamza was running a small but successful online business. What changed wasn't his talent, it was his environment. Positivity grows where it's watered. When you're around people who talk about goals, gratitude, and solutions, your brain starts to think in those terms naturally. It becomes your new normal. Here's how you can begin shaping a positive circle. 1. Audit your relationships. Take a quiet moment to reflect on the people you interact with most. How do you feel after spending time with them? Drained or energized? You don't need to cut people out completely, but you can choose how much space each person occupies in your life. 2. Seek energy builders, not energy drainers. Energy builders lift you up, encourage your dreams, and make you feel capable. Energy drainers, on the other hand, pull you back into old habits of fear and gossip. Choose the company that aligns with who you want to become. 3. Be the positive influence yourself. Positivity isn't about waiting for others to inspire you. It's about bringing that light wherever you go. When you encourage others, you reinforce that energy within yourself. Smile more. Listen deeply. Celebrate small wins with others and for others. 4. Find virtual mentors. Not everyone has access to a supportive circle, and that's okay. In the digital age, you can learn from mentors through podcasts, audiobooks, and videos. Let their words fill the silence that negativity once occupied. Remember, your environment doesn't just influence your thoughts, it shapes your destiny. Protect your peace like it's your most valuable asset, because it is. Your takeaway for today: spend one day noticing how people affect your mood and mindset. Then, intentionally spend more time with those who make you feel hopeful and inspired. Positivity is powerful, but it grows strongest when shared. There's a voice in your head that never seems to go quiet. Sometimes it cheers you on, but other times it whispers doubts like, "You're not good enough," or "What if you fail?" Everyone hears that voice, even the most confident people you know. The difference lies in how they respond to it. The truth is, your inner voice isn't your enemy. It's your mind's way of protecting you from failure, embarrassment, or risk. But when that voice gets too loud, it starts to build invisible walls around your potential. The goal isn't to silence it, it's to train it. Let me tell you about Amina, a young writer who dreamed of publishing her first book. Every time she sat down to write, her inner critic said, "No one will want to read this." For years, she believed it. One day her mentor told her, "Don't argue with that voice, answer it." So she did. Each time doubt appeared, she'd reply, "Maybe no one will read it, but maybe someone needs it." That small shift changed everything. Within a year, she published her book and readers loved it. Here's what Amina discovered. Your inner voice becomes what you train it to be. Step 1. Name your inner critic. Give it a name, something light like the doubt monster or negative Nabal. This helps you separate yourself from the voice. When it starts talking, say to yourself, "Ah, Nabal's back again." This creates distance between you and your thoughts. Step 2, talk back with truth. When that voice says, "You're not ready," answer with evidence. "I've been preparing for this." When it says, "You always mess up," reply, "I'm learning every day." Over time, the inner critic loses its power. Step 3, feed your mind positive evidence. Your brain remembers what you repeat. Keep a wins list, small victories, compliments, or progress you've made. When doubt appears, remind yourself of that list. It's proof that you've succeeded before and you can succeed again. Step 4. Practice self-compassion. You're human. Mistakes aren't proof of weakness, they're proof of growth. When you fail, talk to yourself the way you'd talk to a close friend. Gently, honestly, and with encouragement. With time, you'll notice something powerful. That critical voice will start to change tone. It won't disappear completely, but it will soften, turning from a bully into a cautious friend. Your takeaway for today: when you hear self-doubt whisper, don't silence it, respond to it. Speak truth louder than fear. The more you do this, the stronger your inner confidence becomes. You are not your thoughts, you are the one who chooses which thoughts to believe. If there were one habit that could instantly lift your mood, strengthen your relationships, and make life feel richer, it would be gratitude. It's simple, it's free, and it works every single time. Yet many of us overlook it because we assume it has to be something big. But real gratitude isn't about waiting for miracles. It's about noticing the small ones that already surround you. Think about your morning. You woke up, that alone is a gift. You had a roof over your head, maybe a cup of tea, and the chance to start again. Somewhere, someone is praying for what you take for granted. Gratitude isn't about comparison. It's about awareness, realizing that even in ordinary days, there are extraordinary blessings. Let me share a story. A teacher once asked her students to write down 5 things they were thankful for. One girl wrote, "My old shoes." When asked why, she said, "Because they remind me that I still have feet to walk with." That small answer carried a powerful message. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. Here's the truth. Your brain can't hold gratitude and negativity at the same time. When you focus on what's going right, your mind releases serotonin and dopamine, the same chemicals that create happiness. That's why gratitude feels so peaceful. It rewires your brain toward positivity. Now, let's talk about how to build a daily gratitude habit that sticks. 1. Start your morning with thankfulness. Before you check your phone or start your day, name 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be grand. Maybe it's the sunlight coming through your window, your health, or simply being alive. 2. Write it down. Keeping a gratitude journal helps you see your progress over time. On tough days, reading old entries reminds you of how far you've come. 3. Express it to others. Gratitude grows when shared. Send a message to someone who's helped you. Tell them how they made a difference. You'll brighten their day and strengthen your own heart. 4. Find gratitude in challenges. This one's harder, but it's where real growth happens. When something goes wrong, ask, "What lesson or strength can I find in this?" Gratitude doesn't ignore pain, it gives it purpose. When you start living this way, you'll notice something magical. The more grateful you are, the more life gives you to be grateful for. It's not magic, it's mindset. Your takeaway for today: tonight, before you sleep, whisper 3 things you're thankful for. Do this every night for a week. You'll begin to feel lighter, calmer, and more connected to life itself. Gratitude isn't about having everything, it's about realizing you already do. Failure. Even the word itself can make your stomach tighten a little, right? We've been taught to see it as something shameful, something to avoid at all costs. But what if failure wasn't the end of the story? What if it was actually the beginning? Here's the truth: failure doesn't define you, your response to it does. Every successful person you admire has failed, often more times than you can imagine. The difference is, they didn't stop there. They turned failure into feedback, pain into progress, and setbacks into stepping stones. Let me share a story. There was a man named Samir who dreamed of becoming a photographer. He saved money for months to buy a second-hand camera, but when he finally started taking pictures, no one seemed interested. Rejection after rejection filled his inbox. He almost quit. Then one night he decided to study why others succeeded. He spent hours analyzing lighting, editing, and storytelling. Within a year, his photos started going viral. The failure that once broke him became the lesson that built him. That's what positive thinking does. It changes the meaning of failure. Instead of saying, "I failed," you start asking, "What can I learn from this?" That small question transforms defeat into direction. Here's how you can start turning failure into fuel. 1. Redefine failure. Failure isn't falling, it's refusing to get back up. When you see failure as feedback, you stop fearing it. You begin to use it as information, not judgment. 2. Detach your self-worth from outcomes. You are not your mistakes. Losing a job, missing a goal, or facing rejection doesn't make you less valuable. It just means you're human and learning. 3. Review, don't regret. When something goes wrong, take time to reflect. Ask what worked, what didn't, what can I do differently next time. This process turns mistakes into mastery. 4. Celebrate effort, not just success. Every time you try, you're growing. Celebrate that. Even small progress counts, because every big win is built on 100 small tries that didn't work out first. Here's the secret: failure hurts less when you see it as a teacher. The lessons you learn through failure are the ones that stick with you the longest. They build resilience, character, and wisdom, things success alone can't teach. Have you ever noticed how whatever you focus on seems to grow larger in your life? If you focus on problems, they multiply. But when you focus on possibilities, solutions begin to appear. That's not magic, it's mindset. Your focus is like sunlight. When it's scattered, it warms. When it's concentrated, it burns through obstacles. In our noisy world, focus has become a rare superpower. Every notification, every headline, every distraction competes for your attention. But here's the truth: your attention is your life's most valuable currency. Where you invest it determines the quality of your days. Let me share a story. Nadia loved painting, but she could never seem to finish a piece. Every few minutes, she'd check her phone or start another task. Then she tried something simple. She began setting a 45-minute timer where she'd do nothing but paint. No phone, no music, just her and the canvas. Within a month, she completed 3 artworks she'd been postponing for years. The only thing that changed was her focus. Here's how you can begin reclaiming yours. 1. Start your day with intention. Instead of reaching for your phone, ask yourself one question: what truly matters to me today? Write down 1 to 3 priorities. When you know what matters, distractions lose their power. 2. Eliminate energy leaks. Energy leaks are the small habits that drain your focus: constant multitasking, unnecessary scrolling, or overthinking. Every time you switch tasks, your brain takes time to refocus. Protect your attention like you protect your time. 3. Use the one thing rule. Do one thing fully before moving to the next. Whether it's replying to an email, studying, or working out, give it your full presence. Half focus leads to half results. 4. Guard your mental environment. Your focus is shaped by what surrounds you. Choose inputs that uplift: books, conversations, or even silence. Remember, not every call deserves an answer, and not every thought deserves your attention. When you focus your mind, you also focus your emotions. Worry often fades when your energy is directed toward action. The more you practice intentional focus, the less space negativity has to live in. Imagine your life as a garden. You can't stop weeds from growing, but you can choose what to water. Focus on gratitude, growth, and progress, and watch them multiply. There's something powerful about the act of letting go. It's not weakness and it's not surrender. It's courage, the courage to release what's been hurting you, what's been limiting you, and what's been keeping you from peace. You see, most people carry invisible weights, regrets from the past, anger toward others, guilt over mistakes, fear of what might happen. These thoughts take up space in your heart and mind, leaving little room for growth. Positive thinking isn't about ignoring pain, it's about learning when to set it down. Imagine you're holding a heavy bag. At first it feels manageable, but the longer you hold it, the more it hurts. The only way to feel free again is to let it go. The same applies to emotional baggage. Let me tell you about Farhan. For years, he held a grudge against his former business partner who betrayed his trust. Even after starting a new business, the bitterness lingered. One day, his mentor said, "You can't build something new with hands full of the past." That line changed him. He decided to forgive, not because the betrayal was okay, but because he was tired of carrying it. Soon, his mind cleared, creativity returned, and his business flourished. Letting go didn't erase the past, it gave him power over it. Here's how you can begin to release what no longer serves you. 1. Accept what happened. You can't change the past, but you can change what it means to you. Acceptance doesn't mean approval, it means peace. 2. Forgive even if you never receive an apology. Forgiveness is freedom. It's saying, "I choose peace over pain." You don't do it for them, you do it for you. 3. Release control. Not everything is meant to be fixed. Some things are meant to be felt, learned from, and let go. Trust that what's meant for you won't miss you. 4. Focus forward. You can't move ahead while looking backward. Each morning, remind yourself, "Today I begin again." Because you can every single day. When you let go, you make space for joy, for healing, for new beginnings. The art of positive thinking is not about forcing smiles or denying pain. It's about choosing growth over resentment, peace over chaos, and hope over fear. Remember, positivity isn't a destination, it's a daily choice. Some days will challenge you, others will lift you higher. But every day you hold the power to decide how you see the world. Keep choosing gratitude. Keep focusing on growth. And when life gets heavy, pause, breathe, and remind yourself, you have the strength to begin again. The journey doesn't end here. It begins every morning you wake up and choose positivity. Once more, you've just finished the art of positive thinking. Take a deep breath and smile. You've done something powerful today. You've invested in yourself, in your peace, and in the way you see the world. Remember this. Life will never be free of challenges, but you will always have the choice of how to face them. Every morning you hold the pen, and you get to decide what kind of story your day will tell. There will be days when positivity feels easy, and days when it feels impossible. On those days, be gentle with yourself. Even the smallest thought of gratitude, the tiniest act of kindness, can shift everything. Keep training your mind to see the good, even when it's hidden. Keep choosing to believe that better is possible. And never forget, your thoughts shape your reality. When you choose light, the darkness loses its power.